Bonjour Amel, bienvenue dans cette émission.
Bonjour, good morning Amel.
Good morning, Ahmed.
Good morning Lynette.
How are you this morning?
Oh.
Oh, you're looking
Thank you.
always, as always, looking always beautiful.
Like you?
So what do you have for us today?
Eh bien, ce matin, nous allons parler d'une chose assez
This morning we are talking about something quite peculiar, but common to several, if not all, countries of the African continent, including Europe: funerals. We will not go back to the genesis, let alone define them, but rather bring out their peculiarity, especially in cases where doubts persist on the real cause of death. You must know, Lynette and Stefan, that many in Africa and even in the West believe so strongly that there is life after death. That is why some countries in Africa in particular attach great importance to it.
Well, just tell us, you're talking of these cases in which there is a doubt as to the origin of death.
Exactly, Stefan. We are going to let you see some moments from a funeral which took place in Congo.
Well, I've never seen anything like that, but this kind of, we don't see this kind of funerals everywhere.
C'est vrai, c'est jamais vu dans beaucoup de pays.
That's true. It's never seen in many countries, but a tradition in Congo. It is a ceremony that goes beyond mere evil ceremonies. It takes place when doubt persists on the cause of death, which in most cases belongs to the paranormal in a mysterious way.
Ce qu'on a l'habitude d'appeler la façon mystique, les morts de façon mystique, c'est la raison pour laquelle on a pu le voir, le cercueil est transporté.
That's why the coffin is transported the way it's seen in this visual. Why? So that the deceased who died inexplicably could bid farewell to those who had known him, lived with them, and loved them. And as you can see, it is young people, mostly young people from the neighborhood or even friends, who carry the remains.
Les proches parents du défunt
And according to Congolese tradition, the close relatives organize this ritual to find the person responsible for the death of the deceased. A story has been told about a coffin that hypnotized its bearers, leading them to the front of the home of the one considered responsible for the death, a story that had shocked the crowds and even the authorities on the scene.
Pour empêcher la justice populaire.
Well, Amel, these rights of justice might be said are not practiced here only in Congo, but I think also other African countries.
Exactly, Stefan. The African context and the ancestral beliefs in the majority of cases impose it. In Benin, for example, when one is faced with a proven or unsuspected case, or a suspected case of mystical death, there are several scenarios. In the Hebioso families of the thunder god, which is a deity, the person responsible is struck by thunder in the dry season. It's automatic.
Ou alors, dans le deuxième cas, on fait appel aux
In the second case, one appeals to the deities who perform some sort of ritual on the corpse. Sometimes they are buried with machetes, talismans, batons that are used by the spirit of the dead to chase and hit the assassin.
La personne qui est à l'origine de son décès. Dans tous les cas, l'assassin sera d'une façon ou d'une autre tenu responsable et retrouvé après que les rites traditionnels aient été pratiqués. Du côté du Ghana, on fait appel à l'esprit du mort qui
In Ghana, the spirit of the dead is called and it randomly speaks through a family member or a diviner who has appealed to him, and in trance gives the name of the person responsible for their death.
De sa mort ou de son décès. Et de même qu'en Afrique du Sud, on va consulter là-bas un devin qui s'appelle le Sangoma.
And in South Africa, one consults a spiritualist called a Sangoma. They may blow air into bones in their hands, human or animal bones, I cannot say. The bones are then thrown on the ground, and it is believed that bones reveal to the Sangoma the name of the person responsible for the death. But you should know that in either case, the alleged perpetrator is punished, either killed by thunder as in Benin, same death as a deceased as in Cameroon, or the perpetrator could lose their mind as in Ghana or in other countries, or even attacked by a mob.
Ou encore perdre la raison ou devenir fou, comme c'est le cas du côté du Ghana, ou même comme au Cameroun, mourir au même moment que ou au moment où on enterre la personne, sa victime, ou même encore la justice populaire peut se charger tout simplement de faire appliquer la loi culturelle, traditionnelle, comme cela est le cas, mais il faut le dire, la finalité de ces rites traditionnels est presque identique dans tous les pays de l'Afrique.
Mais où êtes-vous allé trouver tout ça?
C'est des recherches, on a essayé de poser des questions du côté du Ghana, du côté du Bénin, mais on a voulu faire le tour de l'Afrique pour voir si véritablement ces traditions ou ces rites traditionnels avaient une ressemblance ou quelque chose.
The traditional rites are identical in all African countries.
on tourne autour d'une certaine justice divine ou populaire, ou encore on peut accorder le pardon à certaines personnes, mais c'est en des cas rares qu'on accorde le pardon.
Ça fait vraiment peur. En fait, j'ai des frissons.
Mais ça fait pas peur.
Mais ce que je peux dire, what I can say about these funerals, African funerals in Africa, in our country, and I think most parts of the continent also have the same thing, is where we have people who are not even related to the person who's dead, and then they're just there and they're paid to cry.
On paye toujours ces crimes dans tous les cas. Nous n'allons pas finir sans remercier Guy Rodrigue Loué. C'est grâce à lui qu'on a pu avoir ces images.
The video was shot by our colleague Guy Rodrigue Loué in a neighborhood of Pointe Noire in Congo.
Vraiment, il était très courageux. Merci beaucoup, Ahmed.
Merci à vous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ahmed.
Segment of culture.